Have you ever played video games before? Probably used one of these. Video game controllers are one of the few pieces of kit that people actually need to experience video games, and that's why there's so many different varieties of them. Today I thought it might be fun to go through some of my favorites, some of the more unique ones, and some of the worst controllers that I have. In my opinion, the video game controller was basically perfected on the PlayStation 1 and 2 with the DualShock. Its design has been iterated on countless times, but its basic layout is still mirrored in many controllers that are used today. In my opinion, the video game controller basically peaked with the Xbox 360. This is a later revision of the controller where the D-pad is actually adjustable. It can stick out more for menuing, or you can turn it in and it'll turn better for fighting games. I think many people would argue that the GameCube controller is peak controller. It's extremely ergonomical, it feels great to hold. This is the Wavebird variation, the wireless one that even today is a little hard to get your hands on, and Jamie's hot take of the day is, I'm not big on the GameCube controller, if I'm honest. It feels wonderful to hold, don't misunderstand, but I'm not a fan personally of the octagon design for the thumbsticks, and it drives me insane that there's only one bumper. Why would they only put one bumper on this thing? My favorite controller, though, is this. This is the Lunar White Xbox One controller. It was a limited edition release that's main feature was textured grips on the back. This was one of the first controllers for the Xbox line that introduced this kind of nano texture that they're so well known for nowadays. On top of that, it's a beautiful piece of kit, subtle in its design with nice accents, and I played this thing until it basically didn't work anymore. Some of the more unique controllers that I own include this PlayStation 4 Kingdom Hearts 3 limited edition controller, which has a very subtle design on the touchpad here. It's a little hard to catch on camera, but it's also got some Kingdom Hearts symbols on the D-pad, which I really like. Most recently, I got this, the Astrobot-themed DualSense controller for my PlayStation 5. My parents got this for me for Christmas. I don't know where they got it. I wanted it, and it sold out immediately. I don't know how they got their hands on it. But it's such a cute controller. For those of you who've played the game, you know that the controller is actually Astrobot's ship, and the only downside to this particular controller is that the eyes don't blink. I wish they would have invested in some LEDs behind the panel. That would have made it ridiculous. This was the original Steam controller. It was very experimental with multiple touch pads and a single joystick instead of a more traditional layout. It's designed to work better for computer games on a distance for big picture mode on Steam, and it was a complete and utter failure. It did, however, lead the way for the Steam Deck's dual touchpad design and a couple of other features, so it's not to be completely dismissed. Other bizarre controllers I have include this Epic Mickey themed nunchuck for the Wii. It's themed after his paintbrush from the game, and it's not wholly uncomfortable to use. Though it is worth saying they made another nunchuck accessory for Epic Mickey 2 that I also own, though for love nor money I can't find it anywhere, and it's terrible. One of the worst controllers I've ever held. And finally, this is the Pokeball Plus, an accessory that was designed to work with both Pokemon Go and the Let's Go series when they launched. It actually operates as a full controller that you can use in that game.